Whoop. Hi! If you've seen my videos before, you know that this little blue chair is the one I have in front of my sewing machine. But it's not ideal, it's not very comfortable. I remember my parents bought it for me with my desk when IKEA first opened in Tenerife, so many years ago. I was, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years old, so long ago. And it's a very sturdy chair. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just small. It's made of metal and a very thick plastic for life. I don't think this will ever break. And since I did my sewing room, I've always wanted to buy a new one. Well, not a new one, an old one, an antique, and restoring it and upholstering it and make it new. But lately I haven't been able to keep looking on, I always look on Facebook Marketplace, but with all this COVID and all this, I haven't been looking. And because people know I like restoring stuff and giving life to old stuff, I was offered this chair. It has a classic shape. I don't know if it was a desk chair or a vanity chair or a dining room chair, but it is perfect for me right now. Much more comfortable than this one. So, toodaloo! The first thing is to take it apart. Well, it's only to unscrew the seat, so I can clean it, then sand it and paint it. I started with the screwdriver. Well, I have an electric one that I'm going to be using because look at the size of this. Uy, mi madre. Another piece coming down. Next, I'm going to be sanding it. I'm only going to give it a light sand because I'm going to be using chalk paint, and chalk paint sticks to everything. So you're not supposed to, well, you don't really need to sand a lot. I bought this little one in chocolate for some pieces of furniture, but in the end we painted them in grey, so it's not been open. I don't know the real color of this, because you know, sometimes they change a little. And then I have the white and turquoise one from when I did my baby's high chair. I'll leave you the link down in the description box in case you want to have a look. And I have a lot left. God, they should make a different size, because they have the tiny little one and then the normal size. Why can't they do like a half one? Half this. So, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. The logical thing to do would be to paint it in white, because white goes with everything. I have furniture in white, I have the coral wall. It's the logical thing to do, but I don't know my logic how far it goes. So I thought the best thing is to lay out the fabrics I can use with each one, so I can get an idea of the different combination. For the brown one, I have these ones. I have the stripy one I use for the kitchen transformation. I'll leave you the link as well. This chevron one I use for a pair of curtains. And I have a few of these flowery ones. And these two can also go with the white one. So I'm confused. And then the rest can all go with the white one. I have a heart one, spotty one. This will go really well because it sort of matches my coral wool. Oh, I don't know. Then I have cactus one, well, two of them. This is from a dress I made a few years ago. I don't have a video about that. And this is from the stools I'm sat on. I'll leave you the link as well. And these last two also match the turquoise one. So I'm not sure. I'm quite confused. It's so typical that when you think, oh, this project is going to be so easy, it's only 4 screws, then I paint and a poster and that's it. No, the screws don't come out. So I had to ask for help, I'm not ashamed, and my husband took them off. They were really hard. I got a blister just from the first one, and the last one even broke. So that's that. The cushion has some stains from some spilled drinks and a bit of mold, so I'm going to use some disinfectant and put it under the sun. The sun will kill anything. So I've reduced the possibilities. I only have 3 pieces of material left that I like. These are my favorites. I really like this one. I think it's a really nice choice, and I love the brown paint. But I don't think it works here. I don't think it will work with the 2 different wooden colors I have. I have this pine table, and the other one, it's an old pine. It's a bit darker, but it doesn't work with the brown. But I'm thinking that I never get a chance to use turquoise. Well, not never, but it's more difficult to get a chance to use turquoise. So I'm going to risk it and use the turquoise with the same material I use with the stools. So that way the fabrics are a bit more cohesive, and I get to use the turquoise. That's the whole point. I think white is quite safe, and you can always use white, and these 2 are lovely, but I'm not really afraid of color, am I? And when I paint, I always start with the bottom. I always put the piece of furniture upside down, so I do that first, and then I can work my way up. I never throw away old sheets and bedding because it's really important to cover stuff while you sand and paint. So I have this one to keep everything clean and tidy. The instructions on the tin say that you have to wait for an hour for it to be dry, and for 2 if you want to sand it and paint it again. So it's been 4 hours, you can tell by the light. So let's go! And after you sand, don't forget to wipe again so you get rid of all the dust. In my case, there are stripes, so I need to be more careful than if it were flowers or any random pattern. And for that, I measured the front and back of the seat to get the middle right. And when you cut your material, take into account you need extra because you want to wrap it and fold a bit so you can staple on the fold and you get this nice finish. You want to start from the middle to the corners because that way you don't get wrinkles. To apply the wax, I'm going to use this old pillowcase. It's made of cotton, and the same to polish it later. The back of the seat has this little corner for the leg to go in, so I just pull and the fabric just went in nicely and I don't have wrinkles or anything. And now what's left is to put the two things together. I may have to call the hubby, let's see. It looks nice, even Marie Antoinette likes it. And this is the final result. I'm quite pleased with it. It's higher than the other one, so I'll have to get used to that. But it's nice and comfy with the cushion to spend hours in front of the sewing machine. The wax gives it a really nice finish, really soft and shiny as well. I don't know what I did wrong, but when I applied the wax, I worn out the corners and the edges. I've only painted a few things with chalk paint, so I'm still a bit... we're getting to know each other. I really like that it matches the stools I made, so everything looks a bit more cohesive. So I hope you've enjoyed it, I hope you had a nice time watching it, and let me know then in the comments any tips you have about using chalk paint, because I'm still not used to it. And don't forget to subscribe so we don't miss anything. Bye!